It is week one of the Prep Sports Report. T-Dub is here with Wayne on the DL.
Exactly. Wayne is out, and Wayne, hurry up and get back in because I don't want to continue the tradition of missing predictions that obviously you have said on this program.
Wayne, we hope you're feeling better. Get well soon, but we are going to trash you when the poll comes up.
There you go. Oh,
right.
yeah.
The Prep Sports Report is back, coming up next on Lakeshore PBS.
Program support comes from NIPSCO.
Honey, who is this guy?
Oh, that's Frank. Hey, Frank.
Honey, why is Frank in our bedroom?
He's showing us ways to save money. Plus, he'll even help us install LED bulbs and new shower heads.
Oh, well, he is leaving before I shower, though, right?
To schedule an energy assessment and learn more about energy usage, visit NIPSCO.com.
Frank, could you hand me a towel?
All right, we're back for the maiden voyage tonight of the Prep Sports Report. We are ready to get things rolling, T-Dub, and it's a big-time boys season already going on, and girls season, and let's go to the highlights. We have some teams that have already made big statements for, like, surprise team of the year so far, and one of them is Hanover, although they were undefeated until this game against Bishop Knoll.
Yeah, they got off to a great start this season. I believe I read on Twitter their best start ever, but let's face it, this is Northwest Indiana, and nobody's going to go undefeated in the 219.
No, and, you know, Knoll's been kind of, iffy. I think Knoll's the 500 mark, but they found themselves on the road. Beautiful three-pointer there, knocking down the shot. Hanover, of course, our cameras were there because it was a big game, but I'm a little surprised Hanover didn't get the job done here.
And especially at home. That's the key, but we are talking high school kids. That being said, it's a good thing to lose at this time of the year if you gotta lose because it beats heck out of that March loss.
Other teams that are shocking me.
Did you just break that guy's ankles?
Yeah, he almost.
Oh, okay.
Didn't finish a shot.
Oh, okay.
You gotta think, Washington Township has just been unreal so far this year.
Yeah.
Look at Marquette the other night. Something nasty on Tuesday night, which is a surprise to me.
Yeah, well, again, this is 219. You never know who's going to step up and get it done. And Washington Township has done a great job so far this season.
There's parity in the ball. Oh, beautiful look there on the drop pass.
Exactly. See, that's what I like about a guard that actually looks for somebody instead of just dribbling all the time. I love it when a point guard distributes.
Nice, beautiful free ball there. The Wildcats getting it done from the perimeter there. Hanover falls at home to Knoll by 1. And you see the upcoming ball games. Hanover is still favored this week, you would think, against Griffith. And River Forest and Bishop Knoll should be a very good game as well.
Well, Griffith is a little down. They suffered graduations, and of course, they had a coaching change there. And the coach there right now, a pretty good one, but he's going to have to wait for his talent to catch up.
Yeah. One of the teams I know you think is awfully good, who could be the best team in the area, is Chesterton. Let's check them out. They were taking on the Maryville Pirates in boys high school basketball. Maryville, of course, with that outstanding backcourt, but not much veteran help up front. That's Johnny Bernard knocking down the jumper right there.
Yeah, Chesterton having probably the best season, boys and girls combined. I mean, they've got some pretty good talent on both sides of the barn. And again, you look at Chesterton doing it on the road against Maryville. The Pirates are a good basketball team, but if you could do well on the road, that's a pretty good sign that you're a pretty good team.
Boy, nice drive there by Jake Wadding to the goal. We saw Jack Eaton knock down the 3-ball. Wadding has just had a tremendous last couple years. He really came on last year, playing well again this year. Chesterton with good balance. Here's an offensive rebound hoop. Darion Bandy. Austin Peterson here. inside with the turn and 2 off the glass.
Oh, Austin Peterson's a guy that can hit from the outside and get it done in the paint.
Jalen Holmes is the other Maryville guard with a beautiful drive there off the glass for 2. And another Palambizio for Chesterton, Kai Palambizio.
How many Palambizios are there?
Man, it's been a boatload. Chesterton, Michigan City.
I heard there used to be a guy that was pretty good named
Yes,
Palambizio
there
at one
was.
point. Yeah, at one point, yeah.
And Chris is at Oakland University, Michigan. Chris Palambizio. There's a throwdown. That's what we were looking for. Johnny Bernard with the jam.
And you mentioned how good the guards are for Maryville. Obviously, Chesterton relying on their front court in this ball game, and they're getting it done against the purple and white.
Yeah, Jake Wadding again inside. Jalen Holmes, beautiful up and under move there.
Yeah. Which would you rather have, a strong front court or a strong back court for your basketball team?
You got to have the backcourt to win, period, you would think. Balcom there, Rashad Balcom. You know, when it gets late in the season in a tournament, you need to have the backcourt.
And the back-
Although
Go ahead.
somebody once said, big guys don't shrink and little guys get tired. So, beautiful shot there by Johnny Bernard. And Maryville impressive.
yeah.
And the guards did win the battle there.
There you
Although
go.
Chesterton's got a good backcourt as well, but Maryville put it to them.
Yeah, again, home game. Maryville obviously going up against a pretty good Duneland Conference team. And let's face it, the Duneland's going to be crazy this year because Valparaiso's pretty good this year as well.
One of the outstanding teams on the girls' side that kind of took me by surprise is North Judson. The Lady Jays are off to a great start. Let's check out some of the highlights. We had KV against North Judson's Lady Jays. You know, girls basketball the last few years, we really haven't had a dominant team.
True.
You know, a team that we could go deep. We think we've got one this year at the lower levels in Marquette.
So do you think they're deep enough to maybe make it semi-state, maybe past there?
Oh, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I do not have a lot of knowledge of North Judson. I just know their record's been outstanding.
Yeah.
Beautiful drive there off the baseline for 2. And they were good a few years ago. They've had a great tradition of girls basketball, but not lately.
Well,
But it appears this year they're back.
You mentioned that in Northwest Indiana, we're not used to having those Tom May, Crown Point Bulldog type teams.
Right.
Teams that will go downstate, get it done, win a state championship, or at least make an appearance. But you feel this team can get it done.
I think at their level, at the 2A level, they
Yeah.
have a good shot. You know, we had Dana over at Westside, and they, had a hard time, going deep in the tournament.
Yeah. Well, how
But,
deep is North Judson? Because Westside wasn't deep.
Yeah.
It was Dana, a couple of other players, maybe secondary, and then afterwards a big drop-off.
Kudos to Dana. Let's give her a shot. I think they're undefeated, Louisville, and she's
Exactly.
going to be on ESPN, I think, this week.
As a matter of fact, as we speak.
Okay, don't turn it over yet.
Leave Dana alone. Don't watch Dana. Watch us. When we're done, watch
Okay.
Dana.
Yeah, I mean, I know I saw I think they're playing Notre Dame tonight, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Louisville's
At
undefeated.
Louisville.
Yeah. Beautiful 3 there. KV had an outstanding season last year. Not as great so far this year, around the 500 mark. Well, North Judson is showing us in these highlights they can shoot the deep ball.
Yeah, and see, here's the thing we talked about earlier. Good girls basketball teams have that one player that they could go to, but they also have secondary and third players who could pick up the slack. That's why we haven't had too many state championship
Right.
teams, because
Right.
we don't have a lot of that.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah.
Not the depth of parity.
Exactly.
The depth of a team that's had multiple players. Although Michigan City Marquette does have that.
Yeah,
Okay.
that helps.
Back to some boys. We got Valpo and Portage. Valpo's boys were getting a lot of recognition, I think, locally in the papers as possibly the number 1 team with their junior Brandon Newman. But then they got a couple losses when they went downstate.
Yeah.
And in the holiday tournaments. So we'll see. I think it's still up for grabs in both of the big sectionals.
And by the way, congratulations to Mr. Newman. He's one of 4 players in Northwest Indiana that won the Subway Indiana Coaches Association Player of the Week statewide.
Yeah.
We had 4 players already, and we're not even half done with the boys' season yet.
I know he had 30 in both games
Yeah.
last week, and he was offered preseason by Butler. So, I mean, he's had some, and only a junior, so he may still be getting some high major scholarship offers here this year and next summer. So.
Let's just say Butler's a little nervous right now because the kid's stepping his game up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were on him early. Let's check out some of the highlights. Valpo and Portage, the Vikings, have had a very good season until that, here he is, Brandon Newman on the drive, the rack with the left hand.
You notice the fro is coming back? Just wanted to
I
get that
thought
in
it
real
was.
quick. Yeah, the fro is
I
back
thought
in
it was
basketball.
making oh, hey, let's show the whole arsenal.
Wow, why not? That's why Butler says, we want this
So
kid
go to
ASAP.
the rack, and then we could shoot the three. You know, it used to be Purdue that always had a local kid on the 219.
True.
It's becoming Butler now,
Huh.
I think.
Now, what's the Lake Central kid?
Weideman?
Yeah, exactly.
He's a
yeah.
senior, but
yeah.
maybe they're looking to back it up with Brandon.
There you
I
go.
think so.
Well, I tell you what, he would only help that basketball team. He's pretty good, as we've seen.
Oh, he's got some lift,
Yeah.
too. Okay, I can see it. I can see why.
Mm-hmm.
Spinorama goes to the glass. I didn't realize he was as long as he is. I think he's only 6'1" or 2", but he.
Well, see, with the big fro, he's now 6'3".
Maybe that's why he went for that look.
There you go. It makes you taller.
You worked for Fletch in the movie, I think. That's real old school.
That's real. That's short basketball shorts.
Yeah, all the young guys right now are like, what's he talking about? Sorry, you can gotta Netflix that movie.
There
guys.
you go.
Something. Do something to watch that. You don't know anything about what I'm talking about. Corner jumper for Portage. Good off the baseline. I do want to see, I think, a little more D out of Brandon, though, from what I'm seeing on these highlights.
Yeah, and I'm sure recruiters feel the same way, too.
This isn't an AAU game. 69-41. Valpo over Portage. Maybe it was just, it was kind of a big spread already or something.
Are you trying to say that you don't play D in AAU?
I think that's an established fact, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. All right. T-Dub has already been out on the prowl, checking out some of the high school basketball stories in Northwest Indiana so far, and he was out at Lake Station to check on the girls' team.
Last year, Lake Station finished with 7 wins the entire season. This year, they've topped that and still have 7 games left in their schedule. This lady standing to my right is one of the major reasons why. She's had a fantastic season, and she's only a freshman. How do you get that done being a first-year player in varsity? In other words, how tough was it to make the transition from middle school to playing varsity?
Well, honestly, it wasn't that hard because I already play AAU, which is a fast-paced program already. So, yeah, I just kind of clicked with the high schoolers because we already play up. So I'm just used to it.
Now, let's talk a little bit about your style of play because some people may not have seen you play. Describe how you play once you go out there for Lake Station.
Well, I'm a score threat, for one. I'm quick with the ball, off the dribble, and all that.
8 wins this year. You only had 7 last year. How cool is that?
Honestly, it's real cool, especially me coming in as a freshman. I feel great that we've increased our wins since I've been here.
We mentioned that Taylor was one of the reasons why this basketball team has matched their win total from last year. This lady also a major reason, Christy Height, the coach of Lake Station. And hey, you guys, not bad this year as opposed to last year. How has Taylor played a role in that improvement?
She came and she brought a lot of basketball knowledge to our team and experience on the court, and she can handle the ball. So she just makes everybody better when she has the ball in her hands.
Does it surprise you that a freshman has had that much of an impact?
I didn't realize how much of an impact she was going to have as a freshman. Everybody kept on saying she was good, but she has great handles, and she's not selfish, and she just wants to win the game. So she has just made every person on my team better.
Let's talk about your confidence level in this basketball team compared to last year. How confident are you that come February there could be some special things happening for Lake Station?
Oh, I'm pretty confident. I think this group of girls are really connected. Our motto this year is hashtag family, and I think that really does display on the court. And I think come February, I think there's going to be some surprises.
Let's talk about the freshman and what she needs to know, Taylor, as far as sectional play is concerned. What advice would you give her?
Oh, advice I'd give her? I would just tell her Oh, I don't even know at this point. Just play her game. I think she understands basketball enough to, if she just plays her game and just trusts her teammate, continues to trust her teammates, she'll be fine.
All right, Lake Station off to an excellent start. Yeah, ahead of the win total already for last year, T-Dub, and that's great stuff.
The only problem is they lost 2 games they should have won. And obviously that's a learning experience that this is a young team, obviously, with Taylor being the leader and as a freshman, but they've got to win the big games. Both were at home, by the way. You got to win those games.
You know, we have a lot of small schools that are having good years.
Yeah.
And their boys team is having a better than average year so far as well.
Dominique Smith, I mentioned 4 guys or 4 people who have been Indiana State Players of the Week. Dominique Smith is one of them, and he has been a big help the past 2 or 3 years for Lake Station. Very dynamic ball player.
Yeah, he is. He is. All right, time now for another edition for the Prep Sports Report side of Throwback Thursday. Oh, it's a girls' matchup. Back in 2005, the Lady Vikings had a 10-game win streak. They were home to take on the LaPorte Lady Slicers. Do you remember Erica Humes? Yeah, I remember her. Her part of the sister combo. She had 17 points in this one. That was Cassie Kearns. She went to UConn, I believe, right?
That's right.
15 points. And the Lady Vikes had no problem with LaPorte on this night. 47-30 to make it an 11-game win streak to start the 2005 season. Outstanding year they had for Coach Kirby, I believe, over there at Valpo
Either his
High.
next door or next to last year there?
I think so.
Yeah.
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 I think they went to the. They might have got to the semi-state that year. I think.
I'm guessing, but don't hold me to that.
I think one of those years they did. And then they went to Warsaw and.
Problems.
Yeah, you know what happens there, folks. All right, we are going to take we're going to keep going, I think, here on the Prep Sports Report. It is time to talk girls pole, girls Little 5.
There you go. Is this the one that Wayne came up with?
Yes.
Let me get my sword. Okay, bring it on out.
Wayne, we hope you're feeling better, but where's the Lake Station girls in the Little 5?
I'll tell you what, now, guys, please don't fire me as PA announcer, but they're not quite there yet.
Okay.
Not quite there yet. Like I said, they lost
right.
a couple of games they shouldn't have lost. God bless them. They're better than they were last year, but you got to finish strong.
Don't feel like you had to stick up for Wayne.
Is that what I just did? Okay. Yeah, Wayne, what the heck is wrong with you, man? Lake Station should be in the top 5.
And there you see North Judson at 12-2, number 1 in the girls' poll, but they're looking to move in the big poll. Let's look at the, I believe, boys' Little 5 is coming up next. LaVille, I didn't know they could play any ball there. Washington Township, to me right now, is the story of the year.
Yeah, and there goes my duh. You can't go unbeaten in Northwest Indiana. They still obviously have another month or so to go, but LaVille and Washington Township getting it done. Morgan Township not that bad either. Saw River Forest when they beat Lake Station about, 2 or 3 weeks ago. That's a pretty good basketball team.
Washington Township laid the wood to Marquette the other night.
And that's a good Marquette
And
team.
I think 2 weeks they travel the 21st Century Charter.
That's going to be fun. That's going to be a test.
Showdown in 1A, which could be a prelude to another showdown in the postseason.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And of course, 21st Century, a team that does well consistently in the postseason.
Yes.
So it's a big game for them as well.
Here's the girls' top 10. Chesterton, outstanding. City. We'll look at here in the girls' top 10 poll coming up. Valpo's played a tremendous schedule so far this year.
And look at that schedule. I mean, look at that record, I should say.
Yeah, they played very well.
Yeah.
Michigan City.
John Boyd.
The Boone Grove girls, kind of like North Judson, they have made a comeback this year.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were going boys. That's girls top 10. I don't think John Boyd is coaching
Give
the
him
girls
credit.
too. There you go. Sorry, Coach. My bad.
There you go.
But, Gary Westside being up there at number 6, they lost a toughie to Lake Central yesterday.
Yeah.
Again, a situation in which they have one girl, Cash. She could play. You
Right.
need a supporting cast to help her out.
Yeah, it's tough to develop a supporting cast. KV is doing better than I thought. 13-3.
Pretty good.
LC, of course, really good. Every year, tremendous season so far. They've played an outstanding schedule as well. Chesterton, boys and girls, as you said, they've had a tremendous season on the hardwood.
And Chesterton has a young lady who's a Player of the Year candidate, Courtney Kroll. Darn good ball player.
Yeah.
Darn good ball player.
But the number one team is Michigan City Marquette, although one of those losses was to Lake Central.
You think Wayne knew that when he came up?
I
with
think he did know that.
he did.
Yeah.
You think that he's taking a little too much medication from his
No,
Are you saying he's wrong? Are you red
no,
checking the
I'm
man
not.
already?
Lake Central has. I'm not going to get him there. I'll get him
okay.
later. But LC's lost 5 games.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
True.
I think it was like the first game of the year. So I mean that I still think Marquette Catholic should be number 1 in the girls' ball.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right. Just checking.
All right, how about the boys' top 10?
Well, here you have Munster, and it's good to see Munster win again. Last year was a tough year for them.
Yes.
This year, they're back up there. And Andrean up there as well. I mean, to me, high school basketball is better when those two schools are getting it done.
I'm going to get him here because I think Bowman maybe should be number 1.
I'm not going to argue with you. I've seen them, and the impressive part about Bowman, they have nothing to play for in March.
Yes.
I talked to Langston Stalling a couple of days ago. They're probably their best player, and he says those guys are playing for next level. They're playing for college.
Lake
right now.
Central just got beat by Highland, so they're going to be moving down, or if not out. But I think Bowman, even though they're ineligible for the postseason, could be the best team. They put it on 21st Century, something awful,
I tell you what,
earlier this season.
T-Bone Robinson is the coach of that basketball team. I know they're not going to the playoffs, but he should get Coach of the Year consideration because his team's not playing for anything right now.
And Hammond High, an outstanding Hammond High team, lost early to Maryville, but only 1 game since. Wayne's pick at number 1 in the poll.
And you say?
I think Bowman should probably be number 1 in the poll.
I'm with you on that one. Let's set up a Bowman-Hammond game right now and decide this.
All right, how about some players of the week so far coming up to this week in high school basketball?
And there you landed. Oh, there it is there.
Yeah, you were right on it, T-Dub.
Yeah, Courtney Kroll. And look how many points against Westside in the third quarter.
And Genesee Bishop, of course, she's outstanding.
Good to
had
see
the
her
injury,
back.
Yeah, had the injury early.
Yeah.
But she's back.
And look who she did 22 points against. That wasn't some chump team.
No.
Yeah.
No, that was a very good Valpo team. And there's Brandon Newman.
Yeah, Brandon Newman. Now, we saw him highlighted earlier.
We saw his highlight reel already.
Exactly.
Although we need to play a little harder on D, I think.
There you
know.
go. Are you his agent now?
I've watched IU basketball the last 8 years.
Oh,
okay?
you know.
So
yeah.
I've rediscovered defense at least this year.
How did you
okay.
rediscover defense with Indiana?
They've played better defense
Oh,
this year.
okay.
We just
I was
can't,
about to
they just
say.
can't make any threes.
True. Now, we talking basketball or football with
no, we're
Indiana?
talking basketball.
Oh, okay.
We can
gotcha.
guard now, but we can't make any threes to
This
save
is
our
true.
lives.
Yeah, we need to work on that.
Michaela Schmidt, there, the unknown girls player of the week. We had
Not to-
DeAndre Golston of 21st Century also was a player of the week, and Latrell Williams.
Yeah, didn't mean to cut you there, but Michaela Schmidt is not going to be unknown too many more times. I think she scored 39, 37, and 22 in her last 3 games. The young lady was another Subway Player of the Month. Week rather.
Well, and neither will Rashad Balcom, because we just saw him on Prep Sports Report lighting it up against Chesterton. He had 24.
Yeah, there you go. And Rashad, another one of those guards that gets it done. And, if you have halfway decent front court play with that Maryville backcourt, you're going to make some noise this year.
All right, we're running out of time, and we need to get to Wayne's picks on Wayne's World. Wayne must still be feeling okay because he picked all the favorites like he usually does. He likes the Knox girls, Valpo over City, Chesterton, by 3 points, of course.
There you go. Keep it close.
Elsewhere on the girls' picks, he likes Munster over Highland in a close one.
Check mark.
He likes LaVille because they're 12-0. He can pick them to win.
Oh, okay.
And this is boys. I'm sorry. And Washington Township over Counts by 2. Come on, Wayne.
And by the way, I'm sorry, I thought there was girls at the top. And
Yeah.
how long has it been since Highland beat Munster It's been a while. As a matter of fact, they had a long losing streak against Lake Central Tuesday.
Yeah.
They ended it. So this could be one of the best
And that was after
basketball
Highland
weeks.
had kind of a bad loss on the
Yeah.
weekend. So they rebounded from that and played well and beat
Lake
Central
Central for the first time in 12
held on.
straight games. Yeah,
So
not bad.
Lafayette Central Catholic is very good. And we'll see if Andrew, I think that's
Are you
over
reading,
at
are you reading
59,
football
69.
script? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, they're good in basketball.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Coach's son, I believe, who was good last year as a freshman.
Interesting score in the bottom there.
Yes, he likes Munster over Maryville.
Where's that game at?
I believe it's at Maryville.
Is that Maryville?
Yeah.
You want to red check them now? Or you wanna wait?
You could tell already.
There you go.
I like
There
the
it
Maryville
is.
guard play. Just beat Chesterton by 20. Veteran guard play, and some of that front court stuff's coming around, as we saw with Richard there.
And as God is my witness, I didn't realize you were going to red check that game.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
just joking. with you.
You knew it was coming,
I
T-Dub.
knew one was coming. I just didn't know which game.
You knew it wasn't going to get past me on there. Okay. Don't forget, we'll be back again next Thursday night for another edition of the Prep Sports Report. Go to our Facebook page at Prep Sports, Lakeshore Prep Sports on Facebook, and you can see all of the picks of the rest of the team on Wayne's World. We'll see you next Thursday night. Good night.
Program support comes from NIPSCO.
Honey, who is this guy?
Oh, that's Frank. Hey, Frank.
Honey, why is Frank in our bedroom?
He's showing us ways to save money. Plus, he'll even help us install LED bulbs and new shower heads.
Oh, well, he is leaving before I shower, though, right?
To schedule an energy assessment and learn more about energy usage, visit nipsco.com.
Frank, could you hand me a towel?